Hey, how are you guys? Welcome back. It's me, your host, Ebot, and today we have another episode of Toys in My Closet. And as you see, the dashing figures in front of me is a new addition to my wrestling figure collection. And these were the three latest that I picked up, and they are from the different WWE series, and these are from Mattel. As you see, I have the Elite Collections flashback here with Tugboat, first time in the line. I have the new Ultimate Edition for Ultimate Warrior from the Ultimate Edition line, and then Elite Collection Classic from the SmackDown Live Rock. Actually, The Rock, right? Collector's Edition. So he has the face scan technology, and so does Ultimate Warrior. I'm not sure about Tugboat, but nonetheless, we're going to dive in and look at these characters one by one and these figures and see what they have to offer, because they look pretty awesome and I got them for a really good price. So right before the holidays, so let's see what they got to offer and if they can deliver. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, have a little bit of a digital refreshment, if you will. So I hope you have fun and join me for the ride. See you very shortly. So first here, we'll start with the mighty Tugboat. And as you can see, as I have him here in the turner, or the turntable, he is first time in the line. So we'll look at the packaging really fast. As you can see there, it says first in the line, includes his hat. And here's a portrait of Tugboat, as you can see right there. Ooh, I'm trying to get the light to focus. There you go. That's what he looks like in real life. And you turn it this way. There's another portrait of him there. There's another shot of him there. And there he goes in the back. Nice portrait of him as well. It says Elite Collection here on the top. As you can see, WWE Tugboat, a synopsis of his weight class and signature move and where he came from and his height. And then, a little cross sell of other wrestlers that are included in this wave. As you can see, Macho Man seen got out. That's without face, Big E, Braun Strowman, and Sasha Banks. There you go. So, packaging. Then on the top, I think it says Elite right there. As you can see, the packaging is window opening, spare no expense, like most Mattel stuff. And as you always know, Mattel always, and I've always said this with the wrestling figures, they've always seemed to deliver really high quality figures when it came to their wrestling line. More so than any other, licensed property that they've done. I really like the Glio ones that they did for Halo a few years back that I wish they continued, but I guess they canceled. But wrestling, they never spared no expense. So let's take a closer look at Tugboat. As you can see here, we have him here in all of his glory. As you can see, and here you are. Let's turn on the light. Let's see if Mr. Tugboat. Yay! There he is. See his likeness? Pretty good. It's the fact that it's not using any face scan technology. His hair detail is really nicely done. With his hat on the top, with the seams, as you can see, his sailor hat. Even though, as you can see also, it is removable. You can put it back on like so, and then you see his what they would call wife beaters shirt, sailor shirt, with the red pinstripes coming across with the white as well. Beige belt, white pants or wrestling pants with the red pinstripes coming across the line in the bottom. For the most part, the paint job is pretty clean and really well done, as you can see. And then his little wrestling white boots, and then the shading of his arms, you can see, done really well in all of his glory. So as for articulation, as you can see, we have here, let's see, I'm trying to do this. As for the articulation, here we go. We have he moves his head left, right. It's a little bit of restriction here because of his hair, the way it is, and this hat keeps trying to keep falling off, as you can see there. Let's see. There you go. He's trying to fall. I think he goes this way. Yeah, there you go. Sailor hat. And then he goes forward. Let me take off the hat for now. He goes forward that much or down, and then up just that much. He's going down. And there's a little bit of attitude, a little bit of pivot, as you can see. Just a little bit, but you know, it's slight. Then as far as the arms, you have full rotation here in the shoulders, as you can see. Then you have the arm goes up that much. He has a bicep swivel, as you can see there. He has a single joint because of the thickness, I guess, of his arm. Single joint. Then he has a hinge that goes this way and this way, and turn. It's a little bit different, so it looks kind of bad, but not too bad. And he has the forward and back, which is not too much because of his weight. So he goes up back that much, forward that much. He does have a waist swivel. Then he does do splits, of Van Dam splits right there. He got a upper thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and then in the bottom he has a little bit of range because of the way that the sculpting in the pants is. He goes, got a little bit of rocker, back, forward that much, back that much, not too much, and then obviously the left and the right. And you can see the hinge in there, how it was designed to try to give it a little bit of freedom so that you can move them, you know, the best you can. And so there you have it. Here's the tugboat again, with the nice, also green eyes, as you can see, and the beard and the goatee. So I think he's done really well, and I think he's a cool addition because he's classics, one of those wrestlers I grew up with. Classic wrestling. So now we'll move on and we'll keep it going and we'll take a look at the next wrestler. And we're gonna take a look here next at The Rock. Classic Rock look, classic Rock style. And I never really had a Rock figure for my wrestling collection. So when I seen this one and I seen the price that I got it for, that he was being sold by, and I had to pick him up. And as you can see, he has a couple of accessories. So we'll start off first with his extra set of hands. He comes with 2 sets of hands, a fist, obviously, like so. I'm trying to get it to hold on, focus there. Comes with 2 sets of hands, as you can see there, that are closed fists. They have even veins sculpted on them. Closed fists for posability. Then his other extra sets of hands is open hands. You see the fingers look really long, almost mutated long with the details on to smack the smackdown on somebody in the inside. So it comes with these two open hands. And then he has the mic that says SmackDown on it. WWE, the mic, all mainly in black, as you can see, but still done really well. And then the classic Rock sets of shade here in the classic. Oh, can't try to put them there. You can see gold with the black highlight, the black lens on in true Rock fashion. Now let's take a close look at the Rock. And before that, as you can see, the packaging is a Gather window box with the FX, true FX face print technology, WWF on the side, WWE in the top. It says The Rock there, as you see. SmackDown Live, portrait of The Rock during that era and what the figure is depicting. Year 2, when he was coming up, it says The Rock on his wrestling trunks, elbow pads, very simplistic. Elite collection, same thing. Enhanced facial details for lifelike authenticity. And then on the side is just symbol in red with the name of The Rock, as you can see. Now, as for the figure, as you can see, boom, here we have what The Rock is cooking. Here we smell what The Rock is cooking. There you go. And here is, see if I can, hey, there you go. And that is his face print. I think he looks pretty nice and authentic to The Rock with the sideburns, Elvis sideburns that he used to have, with the little snarl, like smile. His little hair studs, and then layeth the smacketh down on the shirt, as you can see, printed with some shimmering, glistening glitter on it. And we can remove it as like so in the back. Push this forward. Let's remove it carefully so we don't ruin the shirt, and rip it. And we removed it. As you can, there he goes right there, removed. And here he goes, classic Rock. And Buck was built, nice tan matte finish. His elbow pads, as you can see, very authentic to The Rock, with the bull gold crest in the back. Another elbow pad sliding down. There you go. Really nice. The bull tattoo that he has. He has kind of a 5 o'clock shadow, as you can see. And then on the front in gold, The Rock on his trunks, knee pads, and the classic Rock boots that he wore with the opening in the back. Really nicely done and a nice matte. With a nice sheen to them. So, as for articulation, the Rock's head goes side to side for his attitude. That's little. Then obviously it goes left and right. Then it doesn't really go down much. Goes up this much because this neck is pretty thick. And as far as the shoulders, they go up, let's see, on both sides they go up about that much on both sides. And put this down. He has a bicep swivel. He has a, let's see, if we slide this down, the knee, elbow, knee pads. He has a single. As you can see, a single. Push this back up. The hinge, left and right. Up and down. It's the same thing on this side. With the hinge, left and right. He has a nice waist swivel. Then the ab crunch there that goes this much and then goes back that much for hyperextension. Nicely cleanly done. Then we have the splits, Van Damme splits, which only go about this much. Thigh swivel on both sides. Then we have the double jointed knees. Just to verify, we gotta bring this up and down. Let's see. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, it's a double jointed knee. To confirm. Bring this back up to the kneecap, as like so. Oh boy, bring it back up. There we go. Bring it back up. Then there is a boot cut right there in the top, as you can see. And then for the legs, they go back. Goes back this much. Goes forward that much. Then they have the actual little rockers. So your basic, your basic articulation for the wrestling figures. Let's put his shirt back on. Basically his accesorios. His accesorios. Really nicely done. Again, Mattel, these wrestling figures, they spare no expense. They make sure they do them right, even though they are at a more affordable price point, which gets me always upset, because when the DC license, it was always a hit or miss. Some figures look like they got more love than others, and it shouldn't be, because a DC property is a pretty big property, but I guess figures just don't sell as much as wrestling figures do, because wrestling figures are appealing not only to young adults and adults of alike, but also kids. Kids love wrestling figures and wrestling characters in general, so they must really sell like hotcakes off the shelf. So we'll put on his iconic rock glasses, or shades, if you will, and then we'll put his iconic mic moment there, and there you have it. There is The Rock in all of his glory. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking, right? So we'll place him here. Let him spin as you take a look. And he looks pretty good. So there you have it. There's The Rock. So now on to the last figure, but certainly not least. Stay tuned. And we're back, guys. And here we have, last but certainly not least, like we said before, we have the Ultimate Warriors from the Ultimate line from Mattel. And this right here is 100% indicative that Mattel, when they put their heart and soul into creating figures, and even their purse, right, or their bank account, they are able to make some of the best high quality figures in the price point range of $20 and $30 at the 6-inch scale. This shows without a shadow of a doubt that DC Classics could have expanded and grew even better, bigger and better, even with the example of what they've done with the DC Essentials. Biggest difference being these Ultimate Elite Series line for wrestling for the WWE actually have a nice amount of accessories. This is the second one I get. The first one I have gotten was Bret Hart, and he came with the ability to have him dressed with the jacket and without, and had a number of amounts of portraits. So even in the boxing, even though I wet mines, the way they designed the boxing is the Ultimates in a vac metal, Ultimate Warrior the name, window box opening, then you have a nice portrait of the Ultimate Warrior there on the side of him, and then Ultimate on the side, Ultimate Edition with the Ultimate Warrior name, and then on the bottom, the Ultimate Edition. Then you see a really nice presentation in the back where you see the figure in its form, right? And then you see the whole picture of the event that took place where he wore this outfit. And then it says here, obviously, the Intercontinental Championship. WWE Championship was his career highlight. Finisher was the Gorilla Press Slam from parts unknown, meaning nobody knew where he came from, and his height was 6'2". So another cool thing that you'll notice with the packaging that I noticed is they did it in a way where it opens in a fold-up form, and this is, I believe, for storage capability. So if you want to put them back in and store them in the packaging and keep them in packaging, you have the ability to do so, which is another little nice touch of love and respect towards the collector of all types, whether you're a mint on card or whether you're just not a mint on card collector, like him loose and out of box. So we'll move right along onto his accessories. He brings a couple. First and foremost, he brings the open-handed hands. As you can see, plastic in here is kind of shiny. It's kind of two open-handed hands for, I guess, hand slaps. Then he brings the classic closed hand fist, as you can see there with the details of the veins. He's going to, for the punching action, because they are wrestlers. So bringing a certain amount of hands is really nice touch. Then he has an extra portrait of him when he has been fighting for quite some time in the ring, and the paint has worn off. And this is something that used to happen to the Ultimate Warrior a lot. So it's cool that instead of making you having to buy another figure just for the portrait, they included it and you can just swap it out. And he has the highlights of the blonde on his hair with the brown, which is not perfect, but looks, good enough, so to speak. So we have that. Then we'll take a look at the Ultimate Warrior himself. The figure. There's the portrait of his regular face, as you see there, looking very Ultimate Warrior. The nose, the lips, the eyes, the painting around his eyes. The line works looks really well done. Obviously his hair, the way it is, looking like a lion mane. Really nicely done. And then his hands that come with this set is the open grapple or grabbing style. And so 6 pairs and sets of hands. As you can see here, he has really nice detail and shading of his upper top torso. He brings these straps to nice plastic, which you pop these in, as you can see there. You gotta pop them in, and they go in. They come separately in the thing. His gauntlets say Ultimate Warrior, as you can see there. Just the way he had it in his real life, with the purple frills, whatever they're called. Same thing here. Same thing here with the design. That is his tattoo there. Let's see if we can get it. He looks of himself. And you have here, this didn't go in completely here. I gotta get it to go in completely. I'm trying to see if maybe I can push it in as we're talking. Yes, I got it in. So we have that here. Really nice, really nicely done. As you can see, with the purple, orange, and white with the frills to match. Then we go to his trunks. Warrior, as you can see there, with the symbol of his mask, the skulls in purple and white, the nice orange. The line work is done really well. And the back, Ultimate Warrior, right? NWN, with the painting of his mask there too, and then the skulls in purple, black, or white. In the back with the straps, I have a little paint blemish right there in orange. And then the front is the sculpting of his face mask in orange with the black, and then the purple and white skulls with, again, orange and purple on the frills that also are put in individually, as you can see here. And then in the bottom is another separate piece that go over the boots. As you can see, the white frills, and then the boots that are in red with the soles in white with a little black trim. And then there's supposed to be the detail of his pattern of his face paint. A little orange blemish there, and also on this side, as you can see here as well. As you can see there, see? So the details on them are incredible. But before we move on to check out his articulation, we're going to look in at what would be another accessory of his. And this has to be the highlight of the figure, and that is this cloth good jacket. Now the one I have already is made out of a material that feels like material, but it's more plasticky. This is actually cloth goods. And look at this. Look at all the level of intricacy and detail. This is exactly the same design he had on the actual, you see, OWN. Here lies NWO. This is when he was facing NWO by himself. Warrior on the top. Pumpkin with his eyes and face mask, and then patterns of his face mask. Then you go and look on his sleeves of his arms. This is Warrior. On the other side, it says NWO. And then on the sleeve, it has like an extra sleeve collar. It says Warrior, NWO. And these were all airbrushed when they did it for him. With the collar being black, obviously, with the nice sheen to it. This has to be the nicest jacket ever in representation, next to the Randy Macho Man one that I have. And they always seem to do and go out all out with the Ultimate Warrior figures, because he was so colorful, had so much different patterns and colors that he would wear when he would come out in the stage or in the, you know, ring. So now let's take a look at the Warrior. So articulation. So for articulation, his head goes left, it goes right, it goes down this much, it goes up that much, and then he has pivot, attitude. So it's like a ball joint that goes all the way around with a nice range of movement. Over here in his torso area, he has this rocking system where it goes forward that much, hyper extends back that much. You have all that range of movement. Tilts to the left, to the right. Then his shoulder goes up all the way like so. It rotates 180 degrees. The bicep swivel, double jointed elbow instead of single. The same hinge, in and out. You can turn it around, put it this way, you go up and down. Then he has a really nice and soft and smooth waist swivel. Then as for the hips and the legs, they do the Van Damme split that much, which is pretty decent, all things considering, for the wrestling right there. And then he has the thigh swivel. His legs go forward this much, and his legs go backwards just that much. He has a double hinged knee. Lift this up a little bit more, like so. And he has a boot cut, as you can see. Then he has the left and right in the bottom area by the foot. Yes, and then he goes forward. Let's see, it goes forward. Foot goes forward that much. Goes back that much, a little tight, and then he has. Then he has a. Oh boy, see? Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. Then he has a toe pivot, as you can see there. So bring this up like so. Bring this up over here on this side. Bring this up as well. Now I'm gonna see if I can do the same thing here, like that. And then like like that. Then he has a toe pivot, and he has the little left and right rocker, and that has an overspray right there. It's pretty nasty. Let's see if I can paint red over it. That I noticed while I was doing this review. So articulation is pretty second to none, because it looks like they added extra stuff like the boot cut as well, and a lot of other goody stuff on there. As you can see, I gotta pop these back in. It stays on there on the side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put his jacket on in a few, so that you guys can see what he looks like with the jacket. I'll be right back. So here we have it, the Ultimate Warrior with this jacket on. Like I said, it's very, very well done. It looks fantastic. Very beautiful. Looks really good. Authentic to the time period and the match of that historical moment in wrestling. And he looks great. I really think if you're a wrestling fan, and especially if you're an Ultimate Warrior fan, next to the defining moments Ultimate Warrior that I have with Randy Macho Man's jacket, this Ultimate Warrior has to be the best Ultimate Warrior figure that we have gotten in a very, very long time. Even though we've had some good ones, this is probably one of the definitive Ultimate Warrior figures. Definitely go out and pick them up, and this is definitely a proof that Mattel has what it takes to be in the same ballpark and spoken about with the big boys that are in the 6-inch scale lines, like Marvel Legends, like NECA, like Revoltech, or like, you know, McFarlane, so forth and so forth. So let's take a quick look at all of them together and close it out with this review. So there we have it, guys. All three of them together in all of their glory: Typhoon, Ultimate Warrior, and Elite Series Collection SmackDown Rock. And you know, I think they're very happy to have them added on. Add them on to my collection. I think they look spectacular. I cannot wait to see what other cool classic wrestlers they add on in the future through Mattel, especially with the Ultimate lines. And I hope that you know, you guys really enjoyed this video of my additions, or my added additions that I have included here with these three new characters, real life counterpart, obviously, from wrestlers of my era. Alright, guys, that's it for my review. Leave a like with a thumbs up, leave a dislike with a thumbs down. Let's see. Doom. Okay. And as always, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think down below of these wrestling figs, and if you guys like them, if you guys have them already, or if you guys are planning to add them to your collection. I believe Rock and Ultimate Warrior from the Ultimate line came out this year. I think Typhoon was last year or the year before that. And you know, let me know what you think of my review, what you think, if I was insightful and helped you guys enough with the review to figure out if you want to add them onto your collection and pick them up. And as always, if you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe, because if you do, I'm really grateful, because I know you don't have to, but if you do, you become part of my family, and it will help my channel go a long way and grow. And like always, like I said, it's for your benefit as a viewer, as a subscriber, and as a fan, because I can continue to do videos of different content, whether it's action figure related, video game related, or things of anything doing having to do with pop culture. And if you guys would like to help me in any way, shape, or form in the future with my channel, like I said before, it's down in the description below, all the information that you would need to do so if you choose to. It's not mandatory. It's only if you want to, from the kindness of your heart, not because you have to. On top of that, always remember, like I said, I'm going to try to do a Patreon page, and the video will be up probably more than likely after I put up this one or before it, so that you guys can see why I'm doing it. Alright guys, until the next one, toys in my closet. See you soon. Love you very much. Bye bye.